Welcome to Around the Kinky Campfire podcast. This is your host, the Cuddle Gigolo, aka El Comidon, aka Mango Boogies, but also known officially as H.H. Julius, your entertainment creative. I'm here with Miss Rue, our education guru, and our goal in this podcast is to destigmatize the taboo topics of kink, non-monogamy, and BDSM. We like to educate through awareness and with our experiences, and we are not certified professionals as of yet. So our non-judgmental topics, with a dash of facts, are to be taken mostly as entertainment and with some slice of life anecdotal stories. Your opinions, lifestyles, and or way of thinking may not be in alignment with ours, but your opinion, lifestyle, way of thinking is also okay as well. And the fact that you have an opinion is valid. We're not here to change your minds. We are here just to provide a different point of view. Please join us every second and fourth Thursdays of every month, and our episodes are uploaded to all major platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, etc., etc. Please look forward to this coming episode, as we will start shortly, and make sure to especially pay attention to our ASR Minute, which will start very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Around the Kinky Campfire. This is your host, the Taco Knuckle, Fresno Bob, Colonel Fluff and Stuff, the Cuddle Gigolo, aka H.H. Julius, or just Jules or Julius, if you're feeling less fancy. We are beginning of the year, again, kind of, sort of. Well, we had an episode last week, but this is still January. It's the beginning of the year. Whatever. I'm going to say that for probably all the episodes for the year. But we're beginning of the year with the rankings. I don't know how many I'm going to do per this month. I'm definitely going to do one this episode. I don't know about next episode. We'll see. But, of course, we talked about it last year. We got to talk about it again. The porn ranking searches for 2024. I like me a good ranking, and then we'll talk about porn, and then the kinks. Gotta look up kinks. Top kink searches of 2024. Yes, we got to do all that because this is what we do here. We educate people. Why we talk about interesting topics. I will look that up. Most popular hilarious. Most popular fetishes of 2024. We got to do that as well. We'll start with the porn, but this year, we're going to try a little something different. Not necessarily going to do the ASMR minutes. We'll see about it. Oh, it's not showing me. Oh, no. I gotta get them, though. The top porn searches. Very interesting, having looked at them. So we'll go over the top porn searches for the country, or this great US of A, and then the world, and then try to explain some of them if people don't know what they are. This is what we're doing here. Some of them are just interesting. And some of them, for the most part, I know what most of them are, but some of them, there's some where it's like, what? Why is this a thing? I don't even... Wow. People be peopling, and they are interesting with their stuff that's going on. We'll take a look at it here. Let's start with the country. Look at this. I did enjoy messing with Miss Rue about this last year. Seeing as how she's not a huge porn watcher, or trendiness of the porn is fun. So I'm gonna have to do that again if she ever comes back on. I can mess with her all day long, but I'll do it by myself this year. So starting on the western coast, well, not the coast, just the western. So Hawaii, we will go with Oahu. Again, Hawaiians like Hawaiians. If you guys don't know, Oahu is a island in Hawaii, and apparently they like other Hawaiians. Okay, not very surprising there.
Let's move on up to the north, Alaska. They like their anal and their dildos, which is, I'm assuming, dildos in the anus is what they like. Or is it separate? This chart that I'm seeing is broken down by color and name, but it's not really saying there's a difference. So I don't know if it's anal plus dildo or just two separate things. We're just going to go with the fact that probably they're putting dildos in anus, among other things. Very interesting. Okay. Not too crazy there. Going up to the northwest, we have Washington, which also on this chart, I just Googled top porn searches. And of course, Pornhub is one of the places that do these searches, but then, other websites and newspaper sites, they kind of just make an article from it. So I just did the search, and it's from Pornhub. A lot of the different sites kind of just made articles from that, which is interesting. Washington State. Milking. I got right into this topic and I didn't really do an introduction, but I hope you all just bear with me. I'll probably do another official one next time. I'm excited for the new year. This is interesting. But Pillow Fort Sessions, Around the Kinky Campfire podcast, most Thursdays of the month on all major podcasting platforms. Okay. Julius here. We are talking about porn searches. Washington. So funny. Milking. I think we all know here at the Campfire Kinksters, we know what milking is. Yes, milking. Sucking on the nipples for lactating people that are able to do so. I myself had a partner that lactated, which was interesting because they were nowhere near having children. But if y'all don't know, people that have the breastises, they can lactate even though they are not having children and on birth control and not on birth control. I don't know. That's where my expertise goes in. I've experienced it myself, so it's interesting to have that happen. And it's like, ooh, okay, well, that's a thing. So I partook consensually, and I thought it was, good. It's a little bit more metallic, like a lot of people say that have done it before. That I've done my research of all of, I don't know, like 2 minutes in previous times. The taste was interesting because it was milky and it was warm. Milky. It was metallic and it was warm, which is interesting for me because I have not had warm milk before. So I'll just say that warm milk is not a thing I've had before, and I was like, the person I was with found it very pleasurable. So I was like, oh well, I guess I'll keep doing this, and then I just kept tasting. So yeah, it was fun for both of us. I will say the partners I've had in the past, there have been some that were interested in lactating play, and I was all for it. I was cool with that. That was totally fine with me, and it just never happened until this particular instance in my case. And I was like, okay, well, that's a thing. We can put that on the table. So I am all 100%. That is one of my soft limits. I don't need to do it unless a partner wants to. This particular one, we hadn't really planned anything out, but it just kind of happened that way. And they were all for it. And I was like, okay. So the experience itself was great. And I enjoyed pleasuring them that way. And I don't know, I got my vitamins and minerals. Yeah, I got my vitamins and minerals. Very interesting. Overall experience was, I could take it or leave it. It's cool. So the milking play that I've seen, milking porn that I've seen, there was a heifer type situation going on. So they had the milking machine going. The milked person was strapped up in a way that they were just like in the little cow milking machine, and it was enjoyable to watch the formality of it all and the noises that the person was making. And also the person that was operating the machine was very task-driven. I like a good role play, and the fact that you're like objectifying somebody in that way, consensually. Oh, I have to say consensually. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. However you feel about porn, I can't say it's all consensual. I'm not an expert on this. I don't know what I'm talking about. But from what I've seen, most of it is consensual. The porn I've watched, there's interviews and before or after and or after. And people enjoy what they're doing, and they're getting paid for it. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. I know it's not everywhere. I will generalize as I see fit in this case, because I am not an expert. So, milking. Watching it in porn and doing it myself, I am for. Soft limit, though. Okay, next, right under Washington, we have Oregon, which is the furry capital of the country, apparently. A lot of people like furry stuff in Oregon, which is interesting. I guess it's like a weather thing? I don't know. I know furries are down here in Florida, and I just don't know how they do it, like, logistically, because it's hot as shit here. So being in a air-conditioned place before you get your furry costume on, I would assume is very good idea, because of the sweat and the smell. It's that I get hot with a long sleeve shirt. I couldn't imagine wearing a whole furry suit. But up in Oregon, I assume, especially during the wintertime, that is pretty good. But Oregon people like to watch furry play. Furry porn. I've watched furry porn. That's what y'all campsters are here for. My experiences. I've watched furry porn. I enjoy furry porn, except for the sweating, because I can tell they are pretty sweaty. It looks like a mess. Other than that, I'm totally fine with it. Furry and, of course, pet play is great when you mix the sex in there. And cosplaying in general, I like me a good cosplay. And, of course, for all us anime fans out there, we know demi-humans are a thing, and demi-human porn and all the different tropes that happen with animated demi-humans. I don't know. I mean, it's fictional. It's a thing. If you're not knowing what I'm talking about, then you can look it up yourself. For those that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Yes, you do, because that kind of stuff is good for role-playing, but not in actual, okay? And consensually. We'll say this again. Consensually, I enjoy it. Furry, cosplay, all that stuff, which I don't see cosplay anywhere on the country list. There's a lot of gray areas, and I don't know why, because I don't have the details. The Pornhub site is not coming up. I guess we're turning to Texas now. I can't get to the Pornhub site for some reason, and can't get any details. So I'm going off an article that I found from a newspaper. So I'm interested to find out why there's gray areas. I guess they just don't have enough data. I would assume one thing doesn't stick out the most, but apparently you can go to pornhub.com/insights and get that information if you want to look into it more. I don't really care too much to look into it farther, just so y'all know. So I like what I'm seeing so far. We got most of the country, well, like half the country, I should say, to look at. But right now, right under Oregon, next to California, we have Nevada, and it's Vegas. So what the fuck does that mean? That mean what? You like gambling porn? I'll fuck somebody on a poker table if they want me to. I have no problem with that. That's I guess gambling porn? I'm so confused by that. Vegas. It just says Vegas for Nevada. It's funny that Hawaiians like Oahu, another island in Hawaii, and then Nevada people like Vegas, a city in Nevada. Okay, that's interesting. Don't have much more to say to that. I could probably might have to look that up later for my enjoyment. But California, they got one. I know what this is. Friend's mom. And it's kind of put in a way that it was for Alaska with ain't a dildo. It's like right under it, and it's not like separating. So I assume they mean friend's mom and not friends and or mom. Friend's mom. That's a good one to imagine. I personally have not had that experience. I know that people have. And also like the teacher thing, which I'm not going to comment, but good for them. Maybe. Good that they got arrested for that. This is my official thing. Totally. Friend's mom, done consensually with adults. So people that are 18 plus and consenting to it. Yes. I myself, age play with an adult, I'm totally fine with whatever definition you have. I guess I should say for other people and myself, I have been in those situations for age play. My definition of age play is plus or minus 10 years. So my thing is a maturity thing. It has nothing to do with age. Asterisk, kind of, sort of, on that statement. It does, but it doesn't. But I would need to talk to the person to see what their maturity is as far as that's concerned. So friend's mom, totally a role play thing like that. I have no problem role playing, even if like somebody's actual age is not accurate. I don't even know how to say that, but even if they aren't somebody's mom, I totally will role play that. Totally fine with that friend's mom scenario. Oh, Mrs. Robinson. Oh, I don't know what you're doing. No, not my leg. Oh, don't caress it so and work it way up to. Oh, that's not a pickle or an eggplant. But I enjoy what you're doing, Mrs. Robinson. Oh no, don't push me on the bed and jump on top of me and do things. Oh darn, my pants came off. Can imagine totally that going that way. So yeah, I'd be totally fine with that. Next, we're moving on to the next state, Arizona. Just Navajo. Okay. Now, there's a few racially specific things here. And I don't know what you would call ebony. I guess that's not really a particular race. It's just a skin color. Weird. For me. Not for people that enjoy doing that kind of thing, like racially or skin tone wise. I'm just, being on the A spectrum. Being specifically attracted to a specific race or skin tone is very strange to me. I'll just say it is weird to me. I don't understand it. I know people do it, but it's still weird. I don't have a preference on somebody's skin tone. Y'all know me. I am demi attracted and sapio attracted, so I need to know somebody's personality and how they think. That doesn't have anything to do with their racial makeup or skin variance. What is that called? Contrast? I don't know. Science words. But yeah, Arizona love Navajo. As far as I know, the Navajo Native Americans are plentiful in Arizona. So once again, we have another Nevada and Hawaii situation. Very, very interesting to see. It's like, why don't you just go talk to the people instead of whacking off to, I don't know. Can't assume they're whacking off either. That's more of a joke than anything. I don't begin to understand why people watch porn. I know I watch porn to whack off, but it's more maintenance as far as I'm concerned. I'd rather just go talk to somebody and they can whack me off or we can whack each other off. Totally cool. That's all I got to say about those racial porn preferences. And then next to Arizona, we have New Mexico. For some reason, Colorado, Idaho, and Montana are all grayed out. So we're just kind of snaking along the country here. New Mexico, apparently they really like housewife, right? That's a pretty, I don't know, make an assumption, not an assumption, generalization. Pretty common, as far as I know, in my experience, housewife. So I'm just going to say that. If I make a generalized statement, it's from my assumption. Y'all can go, or my assumption, my experience. Y'all can go ahead and just take it as is. I'm not an expert in anything. So I'm just going off of my experience. Housewife seems pretty plain to me. Yes. And I will do it as well. I am totally fine. That is a acceptable play in my book. That's within my risk factor. Totally fine playing housewife stuff, even though I don't plan on getting married, actually. But housewife, house husband, totally cool with it. Next up. Oh, no, we have Colorado. What is next to Nevada? Oh, my geography teacher would hate me right now from 5th grade. I think that's when I took geography. All right, I can't remember. Not a geographer person. Colorado. I'm blanking now what the state is. I don't even want to look it up because it's just grayed out and I can't remember. Colorado people like foot jobs. Okay, that's a thing. I would hope most of us know what that is there in the kinky campfire because foot jobs are very popular in the kink community. Not really needing to explain more than that. Not for me. As far as giving. But have friends that do it, and they are very enthusiastic about it. So, good on them. And foot jobs in Colorado. That's a thing. All right, next up above that is Wyoming, and they have something I've never heard before. What is homegrown porn? How is that different than homemade porn? I would have to assume the difference is between homegrown porn and homemade porn. I guess it's just people there. Maybe it's Wyomingans, just like the Nevadans, like they're Vegas. Maybe Wyomingans, like homegrown farm country people. I don't know. Homegrown. Very interesting. Next, we have South Dakota. Yeah, I know what Idaho and Montana looks like. I can't remember what's under Idaho, though. But next to Wyoming, we have South Dakota. And for some reason, Nebraska, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Of course, why not Texas? Oh, are those the states that ban porn? Oh, maybe that's what that is. That's definitely different than last year. This whole thing was colored in. Oh, wow. I just now put that together. Light bulb. Those are the states that ban Pornhub. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay. Wow, that's sad. Okay, South Dakota, still illegal to have Pornhub there. Hot babes. I mean, who doesn't? Hot people in general. That's okay. What? Aren't most people in porn hot? I'm so confused. Unless you specifically looking for something like ugly people porn? That's interesting. I don't understand that. Just hot babes. Okay. And then North Dakota, they like their lesbian strap on. I assume they mean lesbian and strap on, not lesbian or strap on, the way they put it on here. No, because the next one over does that too. And then there's two words. I'm so confused. Okay. North Dakota, it looks like lesbian or strap on, or not specifically. Either way, don't have a preference in the queer community. Everybody's cool as far as Julius is concerned. So that's interesting. And then strap on, specifically strap on. So I guess the people that don't have penises, because pegging would be a thing if you were using a strap on somebody that has a penis. As far as we're clear here on definitions in the campfire, campster space. So lesbian strap on. Sure. I know for me, myself, I don't have a preference either way. I'd rather the strap on be used on everybody, whether you have a penis if not. So if that's what y'all like in North Dakota, like, okay. All right, next we have Minnesota. Now, Minnesota, the Minnesotians, you are my people because y'all into fuda and hentai. If you guys don't know what fuda is, basically somebody that doesn't have a penis eventually has a penis in the same setting. That's all I'm really going to say about that. If you want to learn more, you can look that up. Totally fine with that. And then, of course, hentai. I mean, in my world, who doesn't? I've had my hentai thing in the day. If you don't like Japanese animated porn, then I don't know if we even can have a conversation. If you have never had a hentai experience, I don't know what to tell you. You go out there. It's like 2 girls, 1 cup. Everybody just watch it at least once. Oh boy, yeah, Minnesota, y'all my peoples. Apparently, what are the anime conventions out there? I know there's hentai conventions, and I need to go to one. Make some content out there. If y'all know what I mean. Kind of, sort of. Not OF stuff, just in general content. Underneath Minnesota, of course, we have Iowa, which is they like work trip. What? Work trip? Okay. I guess it's just the manufacturer. Oh, wow. I just looked at it underneath Iowa. Work trip. Sure. Yes. Why not? If you find somebody that you're interested on a work trip, yeah, go for it. Consensually. Interesting work trip. Yeah. What? Why? I would not even think that was a porn topic. Anyways, underneath Iowa is Missouri, and apparently Missourians like their grandmas. I don't mean a person-specific grandma. Hopefully it's somebody else's grandma. I would like to assume. So many jokes there. So I'm just going to move on from Missouri. Y'all interesting people liking grandma porn. Underneath Louisiana. Underneath Missouri, we have Louisiana. They like their ebony and their BBW. Once again, I think it's ebony or BBW, or it's like tied. I don't know specifically like ebony BBW. Once again, with the ebony thing, I don't understand the skin color preference for myself. Y'all, if you like it, then have at it. And BBW, I mean, person is a person, so the size is not super on my thing. Once again, demi-attracted and sapio-attracted, so mental stuff and the personality stuff. Let's work our way back up north, I should say. Tennessee, we have chubby MILF. Those words are right next to each other, so I assume that they mean specifically chubby MILFs, which is interesting. Once again, don't know about the body type preferences. The MILF thing is like, okay, if you have kids, more power to you. I don't understand the thing with the MILF because I've seen MILFs in all different shapes and sizes, and I've just seen adults in all different shapes and sizes, so I don't get the MILF thing. Why specifically do they need to have kids? But if you like that thing, more power to you. Okay, north of Tennessee, we have Illinois. They like their ASMR and their roleplay. Yes and yes. And please and thank you. I'm totally fine with ASMR. As y'all know, here on the game, even though I didn't do it today, the irony is palpable. Thank you, Illinois, that I didn't do my ASMR 5 seconds today. But they like the ASMR and roleplay. If the ASMR turns you on, please contact. All right, above Illinois is Wisconsin. Wisconsin, don't you know? Oh, no, that was Minnesota. I missed out on my Fargo accent. Darn it. Wisconsin, for some reason, they like their pee. Okay, not for me. Pee, not for me. That is on my hard limits. But if you are in Wisconsin and you like pee and you do it consensually, more power to thee. Okay? Wisconsin. They cheese. Cheese is yellow. Most cheese is yellow, and then pee is yellow. So maybe that's Italian. Next to Wisconsin, we got Michigan. They have amateur hot wife. So it's put in a way that I think is amateur or hot wife. Or I just put hot wife in there. Floridian slip. It just says wife. Amateur wife. Why wife? What? Just wife. Somebody else's wife, I assume? That's what turned you on? Amateur. New people. I don't. What? Whether somebody's new or experienced, I don't. Sure, whatever. That's interesting. If you're in Michigan, you're amateur, then go consensually. Be there. Okay, underneath Michigan is Ohio. They have cuckold. I'm laughing at West Virginia. That was funny. Okay, I mean, that is going to be funny once I say what it is. I'll work my way over there. We have cuckold. We know what cuckolds are here at Campsters. In Ohio, they enjoy their cuckolding. Watching somebody else pleasure your partner. So, yeah, if you enjoy that, more power to you. I would like to talk to I would like to potentially date someone that is into cuckolding because I would like to know more. Because that is very fascinating to me. I'm more of a service top. So, if somebody was into that, then that would be a soft limit. Giving, as far as I'm concerned. Me receiving, no. Watching somebody else have sex with my partner, unless it was another one of my partners, then I could probably maybe do it. But yeah, just in general, it's definitely a soft limit for me. Okay, we're gonna tease West Virginia because that's wow. Also Pennsylvania, which is next to Ohio. Naked women, yes. Naked people, yes. I don't get that. All right, next we're going up to, that's all I got to say about that. Why not? Above New York, Turkish. Above New York. Above Pennsylvania is New York, which is Turkish. Once again, the racial thing, I don't understand. Next to New York, we have Vermont, which is tattoo. Yes, please. Tattoos and piercings. Stigmatophile here in the building. Yes, please, and thank you. More and more. Also, a non-tattooed or pierced person is lovely as well. But yeah, when I see those tattoos and piercing, Next to Vermont is New Hampshire, enemas. I mean, yes. I don't know if an enema, for me, could be considered a turn on. It's just something you do. It's like taking a shower. It's very thorough, cleanly. I enjoy somebody that is clean, I guess. Yeah, that's hygiene is important. Okay. Next is Maine. Hairy Bush. Hairy Bush. I know it's a thing a lot of people like. Like some people like hair all over the place. I prefer a clean plate when I eat my food. But if partner has hair, then it's like, okay, that's fine. So yeah, it's my preference, but it's definitely within my risk profile. So I'm totally cool with hairy, and it's also like, how hairy are we talking? Yeah, I just need to be able to find that that bean. As long as I can find that bean, then is all good with me. That's really my thing. It's like I'm trying to do something here, and I don't like all this distraction and foliage in the way. I need to find that bean, and I need to get a hold of that. Well, lip hold. I need to get a lip hold on that. Maybe some teeth. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Maine, and then, okay, so we got to go back down. Massachusetts, they have face sitting. Yes, please and thank you. Totally fine with that. Yeah, consensually, of course. And then, what do we have under there? We have the little old wee state of Rhode Island. They like their weddings. I don't even know what that means. No, I know what that means, but it's like, what? Wedding porn? Wedding porn. Okay, that's a thing. Wedding porn. Is it the bachelorette parties, or is it an actual wedding and people just start fucking? Okay, that's another thing I need to put on my list. Wedding, homegrown. What are we going on? What are we doing here? And next to Rhode Island, we have Connecticut. Queef. Hilarious. I was just talking to somebody recently about queefing. I should take them to Connecticut with the rest of the queef lovers. Because, yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of those things that's like, it just happens. It's like, oh, okay, queef. As an experienced sex person, I guess I could say that queefing happens. There'll be a child about it. It's just a thing that happens. Just air, people. Just air into the vaginal canal. People queef. People also fart. I mean, Unfortunately, that shit stinks, of course, because it's a fart, but that happens too. You know, do something about it and move on. Next to Connecticut, I guess we'll go to New Jersey first, because District of Columbia is listed on this map in the correct order. I know where District of Columbia is. I know that much geography. Okay, New Jersey, we have Iranian. Once again, a racial thing. Don't understand. Delaware, mature. Yes. I don't know what the difference there or why that's a category. I have seen it on Pornhub and other websites. Mature. Does that mean older? Like, are we talking about a mental state? Then yes. Sure. Okay. Mature. District of Columbia. I've looked at mature categories and it's like, okay, it's the same women. Or they look the same to me. I don't get the difference. District of Columbia, riding. Horses? What are we riding here? Are monkeys riding dogs or something? What is this? What riding? Yes. I mean, that's another thing that's just, it happens during sex. I find it enjoyable in my experiences. Yes, riding. I consent to riding. Underneath District of Columbia, we have Maryland, which is girlfriend. Yes, girlfriend, boyfriend, them friend. That's a thing. I don't. Person. This just screams person to me. My porn category is person, human. That's a thing. Okay, sure. All right, now I've teased it a little bit before. We'll go back to West Virginia now. West Virginia, fat women. Put it in a way that's right next to each other so it can't be miscrewed as an and or thing. Fat women. How's that different than BBW? I don't get it. Because then after West Virginia, we have Tennessee, which is chubby MILF. How's that different than BBW? What is the different classification between fat, chubby, and BBW? I don't get it. They look the same to me. I don't understand. Because then we have South Carolina. Apparently, the East Coast likes their BBW/chubby/fat, which I don't know. South Carolina likes wife BBW, so you have a wife specifically as a BBW. It's like chubby MILF. What the fuck? Okay, I don't understand people. The specifics on the body types and the racial stuff and the skin color. I don't understand. Okay, Georgia. We have ebony and then or. Ebony or homemade. I know what homemade porn is. I didn't know what homegrown was, but that was interesting. And then ebony, once again, sure. And then Florida. What are we doing, Floridians? Cubana? Once again, racially specific. I don't get that. Okay, so those are apparently, which I just halfway through that figured out that the grayed out states are the ones that don't ban Pornhub now, which is like, oh, okay, interesting. Apparently, we're not going to get to the top porn searches of the year, even though I kind of want to, or the top kinks, but we'll go over it a little bit later because then they also did the most searched movies and characters, so just fictional characters, which is Fictophile. Oh, what was the one where you like fictional characters? I can't remember now. All right, I guess we'll talk about that in a different episode, the kinks in the porn searches, because I am running out of time, people. I'm going way over. But quickly, before I go way over my limit, which I didn't think was going to take that long, but that's funny. Okay, so catch that next time. I'm saying it now. Hopefully, I'll remind myself when I'm editing this later. Quickly, we will go over the world most viewed categories, which is Canada right off the bat. Lesbian porn. Once again, they follow in the, what was it, Michigan or Minnesota people that like their lesbian porn? Nope, sorry, North Dakota. So it trickled up into Canada. Lesbian porn. And number one for the U.S. is ebony. What? For the whole U.S., the top search is ebony. All right. And then all of the Mexico, Central America, and then the west side of South America likes their anal. Stick it in the butt. What? Stick it in the butt. Yeah, butt. And then, of course, Brazil likes their Brazilian. All right, Nevada, Hawaii, they like their... yeah, I guess. What? Okay. It's so weird. You like your Brazilians. Sure. You see them on the street. Go talk to... I don't get it. Okay. Sure. All right, let's go across the small ocean here. Smaller ocean. To Africa, where, of course, most of Africa likes their ebony. Okay. And then some of it likes anal. And then North Africa... So Egypt and Morocco-ish places in Saudi Arabia like their Arab, once again, sure. But then for some, I think it's Sri Lanka. I don't know. My geography sucks. But they like their Indian. So south of India, they like their Indian. What? Okay. Let's go to Europe, where the middle of Europe, so France likes their French. Sure. And then Spain likes their mature, it looks like. And then the eastern side of Europe and like Great Britain, they like MILF, liking their MILFs. And then the middle of Asia likes MILF. And all of Russia, eastern and western, likes their anal. Their cold country, well, no, because southern South America likes anal as well. I would love to know the story about all this, the anal. And for some reason, parts of China and Mongolia like Japanese, as do the Japanese, which makes sense. And apparently, Southern Asia likes Japanese. And then Australia. So Australia and Canada, big lovers of the lesbian porn. Fascinating. I would love to know, and I'm very confused right now, even though y'all can't really see me, what is going on in these people's heads. This is very strange to me. Also, a spectrum person. Why is it so prevalent that anal is in Russia and lesbian porn is in Canada and Australia? And what about these countries and states that like their own people? I don't get that, because you see it, but you don't go talk to them or something. You just jack off to it, which is another assumption on my part. Very interesting. I mean, I should have got a drink for this episode. My voice is hoarse. But this is Julius here, a.k.a. Cuddle Gigolo, a.k.a. Taco Knuckle, a.k.a. Colonel McBee, once again for another Around the Kinky Campfire Pillow Fort Session episode. I hope you enjoyed this, hearing my thoughts on all the different porn searches. Please go out there consensually and do all these things, even if you're into just specifically Cubana, Ebony, BBWs, apparently different than chubby and then different from fat. If that's your thing and you're doing it consensually, more power to you. Please do it with a consenting adult. My little disclaimer there. But catch us on most Thursdays around the Kinky Campfire and or Pillow Fort Sessions. We're on all major platforms. So Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, yada yada yakety schmackety. That is all for now. Thank you and hello.